Hello, YouTube. This is Rizzy Rats coming in from outer space. Okay, today I'm gonna talk about the new Avatar movie, the last Airbender movie, or as all the other fans will call it, who love the original series, will just call it Avatar. Okay, fuck that James Cameron bullshit. Okay, so I was really excited about this movie because I thought, oh, well, okay, live action. I love the series. It's gonna be great, right? It's gonna be fucking awesome. No, no, no. Okay, I'm gonna start out with the things that were good about the movie. One, I know everyone says that Sokka isn't as funny, but to me, of all the characters, he's probably the most true to the character and stuff. Second, all the little Momo stuff. I love Momo. Like in the TV series, he just kind of jumps around and does stuff, but he does that in the movie too. But I would not give that credit to M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Okay, it's not. No, doesn't belong to him. Probably the animators, but Momo was quite nice. And then there's from time to time you'll see Uncle Iroh kind of enjoying himself with tea and stuff, little Iroh. For there are little references that people of the show will get. For instance, remember that creature that Azula, May and Ty Lee, in season 2, they were chasing after the kids. You know those weird lizard things? That was in there. There's like this huge shot where this that lizard thing just kind of climbed up the wall and did all this crazy shit, right? That was in there. I like that. And they did the Princess Yue dying bit, sacrificing bit very well. That was pretty good. And then there was the at first when Aang is starting to go into the Avatar state, and the beginning of that at the very end is pretty good. and then the funniest part of the movie, which no one else in the theater thought was funny, but I thought was fucking hilarious. Austin Mongby is playing Commander Zhao, and those of you who know him will know that he's on the Daily Show, and pretty much he delivers his lines the way he would on the Daily Show. So it's when Commander Zhao invites Zuko back to just like for a party on the ship or whatever, and basically what happens is Commander Zhao is just being total complete dick, and he's just delivering these lines cold stone, and I thought that was fucking hilarious. That's great. That was the best part of it, that part right there. But those are the only things that I could say are good about the movie. And it's not, I mean, my hopes were pretty high, and, according to, like, everything I've read about this thing, it's like, Shyamalan was like, oh my god, I love this show, my kids were like, oh, and then I was like, oh, he the way he talked about it, he's like, he loved this damn show. And then supposedly Brian Konietzko and Mike DiMartino, the creators of the original series, were part of the production process, but I don't really see it. Not really. I don't know. I'm not. If they were, they weren't that much. And if they were that much, and then I will give them this. They made a long series, and condensing that down into a 90 and 100-minute movie is, it's a bit different process. So if they were actually that involved, I will forgive them. They are forgiven. Okay. Okay. So, let's start out with. Let's do the pronunciations, because this is, so, Sokka in the show is pronounced Sokka, in the movie it's pronounced Soka, which is, and then Aang is pronounced Ong, and then Iroh is pronounced Iro, and I think Zuko is still pronounced Zuko, and I don't remember them saying Katara that much, and they say Momo, and Yue is Yue, but, I mean, if you're trying to make something authentic, there's no point, because this is Americans are doing this pretty much. There's some, there's this Asian thing, but for the most part, I mean, if you're gonna do it authentically, just do it in Japanese, or even if you know if you're gonna pick out Japanese actors who actually speak Japanese and they learn English and then they have that accent where you pronounce Soka Saka or Saka Soka and all that stuff, fine, whatever. But it's not, if you're aiming for accuracy, you're not gonna get it, and it's very pretentious. It's very snobbish to say, oh my god, right? It's fucking stupid. There's no point. There's no fucking point at all. I swear. Okay. And then, okay, so let's go after, okay. So, Zuko is played by Dev Patel from Slumdog Millionaire, and supposedly that was a really good movie. I saw, like, the first part of it, but then HBO, got rid of it on their movie list, so I didn't get to finish it. But I liked it up to the point I saw it. But it was mostly shitty. But anyway. Okay. So, I mean, of all the horrible acting, and then you finally see him come on screen and you're like, okay, he's gonna bring some acting to the damn thing. No! 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 No, 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 no. He doesn't. That's horrible. He's dreadful. It's, and for the most part, you could probably the dialogue is terrible. Yeah. So he's terrible. All the actors suck. It's all hammy acting because the script doesn't know where the fuck to go with anything. So, you have that aspect. Terrible acting. I also like the water, like, the clothes are pretty, I like the clothes. I don't like the way Appa's done. His face looks very weird to me, and, it's not, let's talk about the plot for a minute, because it's all over the place. And as a fan of the original show, basically what happened was every time something would come on screen that I remembered, I just go back to the show and say, oh my god, isn't that part of the show? And then I remember the show part as opposed to the movie part, which isn't really what you're supposed to be doing. So you watch you watch the movie, and it's all over the fucking place. I mean, first you have this, and then you have this, and the thing about what you really need to do is you need to say, okay, here is where we start. Aang is coming out of the thing. We have to explain his background, and we kind of have to explain Katara and Sokka's background, and then it has to end at the water thing. And then you say, okay, what are the important parts in between? Because it's a 90, 100-minute movie or whatever, and it can't be too long. Personally, I would have gone for 2 hours, but you just kind of need to put things that are important in there, and it just seemed like he just kind of threw shit in there that, I mean, he didn't know how to condense it, and throughout the whole thing, all of the dialogue is basically explaining shit, as opposed. Now, in the show, there is a bit of explaining going on, and that's true. But as the show progresses, it kind of loses that whole thing about explaining everything. It eventually does. It eventually does, pretty much. Some things need to be explained, but for the most part, I mean, stuff like this, you don't need to explain. You just need to show it. And if they would show it, I'd be fine. That'd be cool. I'd be alright, man. But they don't. They just explain everything away. And the plot, as I said, is all over the fucking place.